How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, do me a huge favor, go down and subscribe. Today we're going to do a little step one into the deconstruction of the Miata, or disassembly of the Miata, I guess. If you guys missed the update video of why I can't work on this car, essentially, I need to put some of the bigger things aside for now. We're going to start off with the interior, and there's a lot I want to change in here, but it's also really dirty again. If you guys remember, like mid-summer, I cleaned the interior out. First things first, we need to get it off the jacks and back onto the ground. Got the heater running in the background, but car is officially back onto the ground. Let's clean up the diff oil that I was supposed to do but didn't do, and we'll do some other time and get to the interior. Just like that, car is on the ground. Let's start off by taking the seats out of the car. Easiest place to start. That seat needs to be replaced. So I'm gonna look into either putting the foam back in or just getting a whole new original Miata seat. I wanna get buckets, but I don't know when it's gonna happen, and you can't really swap them. I mean, I suppose I could, but I believe they're slightly different in terms of the rails underneath. So I'll look into it. But let's take out the seats. There's four, I believe 14mm bolts just on the seats that hold it in, so let's take them out and put them on the side. Got the heater turned off now. If you guys remember, in summertime, I actually took these seats out and I painted the bolts black because they were all rusted and whatnot. There we go. A little harder than I thought it would be. The most important thing is to make sure the seat is clicked in like that when you're taking the rails out. Right now it doesn't matter because it's still bolted in, but you don't want to have the rail misalign itself when it's not bolted down, because it's probably gonna be pretty annoying to get itself unstuck. Carefully slide it forward. I know I need to get myself a torque wrench so I can actually set correct pounds for the bolts and make sure I don't set them too tight or not tight enough, because I did have an issue with my driver's seat. And my driver's seat was too loose, so I had to tighten it back up after like a couple of weeks, and the seat kind of rattled around, and that's not something you want happening when you're driving a car. BMW is close enough to work as a good tripod for now. Now let's take out seat number 2. Well, I didn't recut myself, but I opened my wound back up, and at this point in time, basically, if I cut myself, I have a higher chance, or a high chance, of the cut not stopping, bleeding out, or whatnot, which is the reason why I kind of paused some of the other things and I'm doing the interior. So this doesn't help. This is going to take a long time to heal. So the unfortunate part is I can't really, I just got to be careful. But let's get this second seat out. Still motivated to do some of the work on here. Then let's take the center console out. Sure that the rail doesn't move around, but the chair is out. Put the chairs on the side here. I did shampoo this carpet, vacuumed it out, everything, but I also did use the car quite a bit. Take my shoes off. So there is, open that, alright, there we go. There is supposed to be a bolt here. I'm missing one bolt, but if I come here and loosen this, shift knob comes first. Then there's one bolt there, one bolt there, two bolts here, and then one's supposed to be in the middle. I need to get rid of this ashtray and put cup holders there. I know the cup holders aren't the greatest, but the ashtray just, it doesn't do anything for me. So normally you need to keep track of every single bolt. What I like to do is, since all the bolts are different, the bigger bolts go for the chairs, smaller little screws, kind of like deck screws. I don't know if those are original or not. I'm pretty sure they are, but who knows. So I like to put those in there. So that way I don't have to bag, don't really have to tag, because I know that they're gonna be in the center console. So all the screws are out, so we can simply lift from the front here. You can lift up from the back, but you just gotta be careful not to get the fuel door latch and the trunk release latch if you have them there. Mine only has a fuel door latch because it's a 1990. Well, let's put this to the side. So the next piece I wanted to take out, or already took out, is the piece that goes right here. So this guard has clips on the top here, and then it has 2 screws on the bottom here. Unfortunately, my screw I have, it's been snapped from here. The other thing I was trying to figure out how to take out is this piece right here, because the top of this really wiggles around. I see 2 screws right here. I took the 2 screws out, but there's something more to this coming out, and I don't want to break anything. I might just be, you know, pulling on it the wrong way, which you don't want to be doing. So I'm just gonna leave it for now and then look up some diagram on how this comes out. But now that everything that I kind of wanted to take out is gone, I have to go look for the fuel relay that I have tucked somewhere up into here. Kind of a complicated situation, but I have a new relay and the old original relay. The new relay is the relay that's connected, but it's just hanging. It's not in the bracket where it should be. The old relay is still up in the bracket where the new one should be, but I think the old relay still works, so I can have a new relay to put on the side and then re-hook up the old relay to the car, and it should still work. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think you get the point. But that's a story for a different time. But let's see if we can take this door card out and kind of see what we can do with it. As you can see, it's not in the best of condition, especially right there, and a couple of burn marks right there. This door card is actually in pretty decent condition, most likely because no one ever sat on the passenger seat. I also have to rebuild the locks because the locks don't work in this car either. But as far as I can see, I see 1 bolt behind here. I think there's supposed to be a bolt there. Obviously there's supposed to be 3 bolts here. And I think the rest kind of just comes out. So this is how you take out the door card. There's a clip underneath here. There's a couple of different pins that go across here. There's 1, 2, 3 bolts for the door handle. I don't have my handle on, so I don't have them. There's 1 screw right there. And then there's clips that go all the way across. So what I'm gonna do is find my pin that's in my crank. We're gonna take the speaker out, then we're gonna take the little screw that's underneath there, and then we should be able to get the whole door card out. You see a little shiny part? That is the pin that I need to pull out. So you have to find where the top of the clip is. This is the clip. You find the top of the clip. I just used this kind of bent nose plier, and I pinched it and pulled it, and it should be out. Set that to the side, make sure you don't lose that, and just like that, this comes out. As you can see right here, it sits like this, or it sits the other way with this actually facing on top for the most part, so that's why I had the handle face like this, so I could pull it from the top. So what you want to do is kind of find out where the top of it is, get a plier or a screwdriver, kind of, you're gonna have to get something bent, a bent tool, so you can pinch the top of it and pull it. Really simple with this guy right here. Took me the matter of 5 seconds. So I got the screwdriver, there's a screw right under here, which we are going to take out and put to the side. You make sure you don't want to lose any of these, obviously. And what we're gonna do is, there's 4 clips in the speaker. And just like that, this panel comes out. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 2 clips here as well. I'm not sure if that's something that I'm gonna be putting back in my car, but it's something that you definitely don't want to break, because I'm sure it's worth something at the very least, but why break something if you don't have to? There's clips around the entirety of this door card, so if you pull, or if you get under, my door card is like torn on the bottom, which is why it's already hanging, and I'm sure some of the clips are already broken. But just be careful, get a little prier tool. If you have a plastic pry tool, use that and just get the door card off. That's another piece you have to take out. So you just slightly open the door. I was like, this has to come out somehow, but so this cover just comes out and then this gets left in the card. So make sure you take that out as well. Kind of just learning as I go. Just like that, I have my door card out. And there is my door card, which, as you can see, if we look at this back side here, is pretty chewed up. I mean, this card has seen better days, and definitely is it's probably something that I'm gonna have to retrace and get a new piece of cardboard. I think this original card is toast. So it seems like someone at some point has messed around with the handle a little bit. I'm sure at some point in the 30 years, it's needed to be modified in some type of way. So this lock is pretty tight. It takes a lot of energy for it to come and go, and I need to figure out what I can do to make this slide a little bit better. I'll show you here. We close the door. It doesn't want to turn. So you can see that the mechanism is snapped in some type of way. and something is wrong internally, which is one of the bigger reasons why I wanted to take the door card out. I'm gonna do a little bit more cleaning up of the car and kind of figure out the lock situation and what's going on with that. I might have to take out the whole outside handle and everything and kind of see why my car doesn't lock. It's not that big of a deal, but since I'm there, I might as well look into it. But that's all I got for this one. I'm gonna look into getting some more materials and whatnot to rebuild those door cards, so stay tuned for that video. But do me a huge favor and leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.